Yo, here we go. We're going to go into a deep dive on the add-on Masterplan and the Garrison table. We're going to discuss why the Garrison table is very important to you gold makers, and once you have them set up, it'll make you raw gold every single day. Let's get into it. First thing we're going to talk about is the actual add-on, Masterplan. You need Masterplan, download Masterplan. It's going to include Masterplan A. Just keep them both installed. What they do is they simplify your missions. Puts them into a nice little readable area here, and it lets you right click to ignore items or unignore them. So the quests that you don't want, you make sure that they're ignored and they're redded out and they go down to the bottom of the list. Obviously the quests you want, don't ignore them, keep them at the top of the list. Second thing that it's going to make easy is your follower management. Your followers, you need to be as high of a follower eye level as possible to get the rare missions. So you want them to be 645 plus and then also 675 at max. So once you've done this for a little while, all your followers will be level 675 maximum. Excellent. Masterplan also does some nice little organization things on perks and you'll get into it. So, number one thing you need to do on each character is assign your missions of interest. Missions of interest means show me the best missions and do I want to see them or not. Garrison Resources are one of your number one missions of interest. These Garrison Resources turn into raw materials, crafting materials, herbs, or anything from Warlords and Draenor that you need to craft something. This resource turns into them. You want it. Primal Spirits, same thing. Primal Spirits will turn into those resources as well. You want it. Apex Crystals, not really important. One character with a boatload of Apex Crystals is probably the best. Here's a big one, Medallion. These are selling on average, well, right now for 3,000 gold. I've sold 65 of them for 3,000 gold on average. You obviously want this. It's good to go. 25 raw gold? Sure. 4,800 gold? Yeah, definitely want it. Now these missions, you get one rare mission per week per character. So the more characters you have, you're just going to have more chances to get these really good, valuable ones. That's not all, actually. There's some more rare missions that there are, and I'll go into those next. But before we go there, this is how you select your high missions of interest. You need to go through here and select all the ones that matter. Again, this is not conclusive, and it's not all of them, but select the ones that are important here. We already went over them. Also, make sure your missions are sorting by your expected reward. You want the maximum reward for your mission results. Once you get your follower eye levels up to 675, the success rate just goes to 100%. You don't have to worry about it. Make sure it's prioritizing expected reward. Now, to get these rare missions, there is a little bit of a requirement that you gotta have. So your character needs to be character level 40 and above. Your character eye level needs to be 45 and above. You need to have 3 followers at max 675, and you need to have 7 plus followers at eye level 645 plus. It's really not that hard. You'll get this as you're leveling, and once you unlock all 4 of those qualifiers, you will immediately have a mission in your available missions, and you can, hopefully, it's a big one, and you'll be able to make immediate gold returns on it. If not, probably next week. Before we move on, I want to show you some of the other items that aren't listed in that interest tab. There's a mount. Mount, Cool. People like mounts. Sell them. You get them for free from the mission table. Frozen Arms of the Hero. Now these actually help you level your follower eye level. These will upgrade your follower eye level by 50 points. So it'll take them from 600 to 650, or if you have green weapons and armor on them, it'll take them from 615 up to 665. Super beneficial, makes it real easy to catch up, get your army up to 665 and 675. Obviously these two are the cash cows. You just make money on these. So these are the 4 rare missions that are very beneficial. You're going to run into these regularly on all your characters, and you're going to start stacking these up. I have 3 of these right now. Usually after I clear all my characters, I have between 5 and 10. And I have about 45 characters that I'm running. So, what that leads me to believe is it's about 10%. 10% chance to get a good rare mission. So, the more characters you have, the higher that percentage goes, and you're going to start making gains. We're going to talk about how to spend some of these resources. So, we're going to run out here real quick. Over here, you pick up your garrison cash, that's more garrison resources. If you're leveling your followers' eye levels, you can spend your garrison resources on these Dwarven Bunker rush orders. It makes it much faster to get all the upgrades to get your army up faster. Over here, you have the Primal Trader. This character sells you items for primal spirits. You can either buy, whatever you want here. I typically buy Savage Blood and more war paints. Easy. I don't buy those all the time. I let the primal spirits stack up pretty high. Over here is where you spend your garrison resources. Other than work orders throughout your garrison, you're going to have excess resources because all of your characters are going to have extreme scavenger. This is where you spend your excess resources. This trader rotates on a daily schedule. It's a set schedule, but once you have a million characters that you're going through, it doesn't really matter. The lowest amount for items is 16, second 20, third 24. If anything's 40, I don't want to buy it. If it's 24 and below, typically 20 and 16, I'll go ahead and buy it at that price. I like buying a lot of herbs because I just mill them. So, that's where you're going to spend your excess garrison resources and turn them into your materials. Additionally, when you're leveling your character army, you're going to need one of these. This is the Dwarven Bunker. The Dwarven Bunker has work orders. You put worker orders in, and then those work orders will turn into armor and weapon upgrades for your followers at a very high rate. This is a critical one to get your follower eye level up to par very quickly. And once you get your followers up, you get 10 followers up to level 675, you're going to start getting those rare missions. These rare missions. Just gains, gold gains. Let's get after it. Additionally, your followers, you're going to need to build your follower army, so you need a Lunar Fall In. This Lunar Fall In will allow you to recruit. A level 2 Lunar Fall In will allow you to recruit followers with specific traits. The trait for your mission table is Extreme Scavenger. Extreme Scavenger gives you 200% garrison resources as a reward. So it takes your mission and it scales it up. Sometimes you're going to get lucky and you're going to get an Extreme Scavenger with a Scavenger proc right beneath it. That's multiplicative results. So it takes your reward and it times it by 200%, and then it times it by an additional 100%. You do want those. Those are like primo followers. Level them up as fast as possible so that they start giving you more resources as they're going on missions. When you set up your missions of interest at your mission table and you go to recruit these guys, they're gonna have a summary. These are horrible. Could be improved. Groups for Lessons of the Blade. Terrible. Apex Crystals. Terrible. Apex Crystals. Terrible. These followers are about the worst I've ever seen. But you're going to find some that have improving groups for 15, 20 missions. Those are excellent followers. You want them. Additionally, if they are leveled to Epic, average of 0.2 groups they're going to benefit, 0.5, 0.2. They're really horrible. These are horrible options. I'll be dismissing it right away. But that's how the Lunar Fall Inn works, and this is how you hire them. You get one a week on each character with the Lunar Fall Inn too. Last bit we're going to cover here on this guy. This guy's level 60, so my garrison report is missing. There is a hotkey for it in the interface, and you can also make a simple macro for it to pop open your garrison report, and you can see what is active, and you can manage your garrison this way. This character is all done. I'm going to go through a couple of my lower garrisons and show you how the mission table works well in their favor. We're just going to load it up real quick. These lower characters also get experience from the mission table missions. So there are missions that will grant character level experience. So you will gain experience just by doing missions. Look at that. It's about 10% every mission. So if it's not gold gains, it's experience gains. Mission tables are the way to go. So once you load up here, you just go to complete all missions. It's going to go through your missions. Do your daily crafts while it's going. Might as well, right? Save some time. Looks like we're maxed out on resources. Let's take a look at our followers. Our followers... This guy's working. Everybody else is 675. So we no longer need to go on all the missions. We don't want armor upgrades and all that. We're just going to go on these important ones. While we're here, I'm going to sell that 10,000 resources. 10,000 resources turns into quite a bit of waters. Let's take a look at what that is. You go over to your trading post. Easy peasy. We're going to buy these 20s. We're going to buy 500 of them. No problemo. This guy's all done. We're going to the next one. We're on a lower level character this time, 43. If they're under level 45, I log on to them a couple of times a day to cycle more missions to get more experience missions. Level 45 is about the time your heirlooms will push you into your character eye level to where you need to be to get those rare missions. We're going to take a look at these followers. This one follower has weapons that are just not up to snuff. So let's see if we can get that up to snuff. We are going to go to that Dwarven Bunker. So always check the garrison resources I have, about 6,000. I'm going to turn these into rush orders, not all of them. I take it up to about 1,000, 2,000 so that you can just pop all the orders you can, collect them, pop more, and make more. Turn those into completion. Look at all these. That will definitely get us up to 675. So, I don't have to, but this is what you do. I've got all these work orders, so I'm going to plant more of these. Start them. Complete them. There's no way that follower is not going to be 675 after this. So, let's go back to the table. Let's get this follower up. So to use those icons, you could use them from your inventory. It takes way too much time. Just use them from here. Boom. 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 I do have another follower that's coming up to 40. 40 is when you can start dumping upgrades on them. So I will still have to be doing the missions. I will keep them up. The missions that have the tokens and the upgrade tokens. So whenever I have a follower that's not max level, I just do all the missions so that I can easily identify that character. Again, as these are going, just do your daily transmutes. Easy peasy. Next character. One of the tips that I like doing is that if I have buildings that are upgrading, I will take my character out to that building and park them in front of it and log off. That way next time I log on, I can tell there's buildings that need to be collected. When you have 45 characters, you need stuff like that that's going to make your life easier. You can't remember everything all the time. Back at the mission table, let's take a look. Complete all. Daily craft. Looks like I got upgrades. Let's take a look at these followers. These followers, I know these followers because you get these as you level. I know they don't have extreme scavenger, so I am trying to replace these guys. I do not put any upgrades on them so that I know 600 is either a brand new follower or it's a follower I'm trying to replace. You can only have 20 followers at a time. I got a bunch coming up, so I'm just going to maximize the... Hey, got the 10% experience. That's going to level this character to level 42. Tomorrow I log on, level 42. Easy. That's that. Next character. Last character, we got this guy. We're going to complete all, do our daily craft. More experience. These items are worth 5 gold. I find it to be more problematic to right click and open them for items or to sell them as 5 gold. I just ignore the mission. Otherwise your inventory is going to fill up. You got to keep your inventory clean because you're going to be pumping full of cards of omens. That's it for those guys. Alright, so mission tables are very important. They have some very big gains once you get more advanced on them, and you will start making immediate gold with these. It takes time because you can recruit an extreme scavenger once a week in your Lunar Fall Inn too, but it's definitely worth doing because it's not just these, it's the resources, it's the primal spirits, it's so much. And all you do, you got to log in for your daily crafts anyways. You might as well be completing missions while you're doing it, gaining experience, items for gold, and Garrison Resources, and it's too good to ignore. If you ignore it, you're leaving money on the table. Don't do that. It's going to cost you 0 gold to set up. Not to set up. There is a gold cost, initial cost to set up because you're setting up your garrison, but in the long term, all that gold is permanent gold factory gain for you. So you're going to have 60 of those things sold, 100 of those things sold for 3,000 gold apiece. You're just going to continue getting them, and you just sell them for all the gold you want. So this whole process, can it get nerfed? Yeah, possibly. Blizzard has the ability to go in and nerf the garrison at any time, and they have a few times already. So you're going to want to make sure to diversify your gold income streams. That's why the garrison table is about 25% of the gold that I make daily on these characters. Your daily crafts are another big percentage. And Blizzard's always on the search for shutting down the player fun sometimes. So, we're going to go into all those different revenue streams. I'm going to share all those secrets with you. Later on in this series, we're going to go into them in detail, and we're going to try to avoid that Nerf bat from Blizzard. So hang out with me. You'll start learning how to make these simple gold methods. And this is Just a Dude Gaming, and I'll see you in the next one.